book. There's a in our membership. I'm going to record it for us. Thank you. Hi, Karen. Thank you for being here.
Hello. My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Oh, well, having you, you're a big part of this, right? Like book club, Think and Grow Rich. You've been here for like 3 years working with it. So I'm really excited. If anybody's here and have any questions ever, first, hello for being here. Thank you for sharing your prime real estate, your mind. Taking that time, that's the best investment you'll do. And we come in here every Friday. Katherine, Karen, and I, sometimes one, sometimes two, sometimes three, but we're here to talk about Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And before we get started, one of our very own, I love when we know it's somebody's birthday. So get ready, because I'm going to do it. And I am a little bit shy, but here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Katherine. May your birthday be filled with everything you desire. And that's the chapter we're on. Happy birthday to you. Bravo. I hope you're enjoying your day. I know you'd love to be here and you're with your son doing some important stuff for his education. So we've got you. We'll cover this today and look forward to sharing within the community. So we'll start with you, Karen. Karen, like, what do you think, like, about this? Like,
This is an amazing chapter. I think this is a really key chapter. So we're going to start by going over some things to make sure that we all understand, because the concepts that are covered in here are quite key to moving forward in the whole thing. And there's a really great bunch of steps about creating your plan and doing all your stuff, the method by which desire can be transmuted. And they have the 6 definite practical steps in this chapter. So that's really exciting. And we'll go over that. And we've gone over that many, many times in our book club. We tend to go back to it and reread it and add our little comments and make sure that it's fresh in our minds all the time, so we don't lose sight of what we need to do.
That's so well said. And what people don't realize is chapter 2, desire, is the first step towards riches, the first step. And when they talk riches, think and grow rich. Most people are going to say, oh yes, think and grow rich. Rich is what? Rich is what? Do you think rich is only money? Like,
definitely not.
The wealthiest people I've met, sometimes they give all their money away. They don't even have money. They don't even have money. It's really interesting. You wouldn't know it, but they're forever giving. They don't like to keep their money. Okay. Other people have lots of money and keep all of it. They're rich as well, though. It doesn't, like, it's non-judgment. The biggest wealth, really, I find sometimes, is non-judgment. Not judgment of somebody else, and non-judgment mostly of yourself. So if you're not rich in any area of your life, don't sweat it. Once you make a decision and you have a desire, which we're going to talk about now, we've got you. We can show you that. So, yeah. So my version has a statement, and because, I have that old torn up version, 1960. So that statement says, whatever the mind of a man can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Because not only what you think, it's that you believe it. So this is where somebody says, well, I thought it, but where is it? Well, you believe it's possible. Like, we all live those examples. We think, I'm going to get my flu shot and I'm not going to be impacted. But then we sit and say, well, last time I was impacted. So what do you think you're telling your mind? You're probably going to be impacted. Maybe not as bad, but you're going to get it. So, right? It's like, we sometimes, we don't just go about it with no thought about it. Like, there's something happening right now that I know somebody that's negotiating something. And it's somebody else's story, so I'm not going to share it, the details. But when we get on the phone and ask the question, how's it going? What do you think we're putting in their mind?
key to it is to feel like you already have it. And live like you already have it. So
Well,
not
yeah,
just, well, I had the flu shot and I'm going to feel fine tomorrow. It's knowing I'm going to feel fine tomorrow. And I had all this stuff planned today and I'm not going to miss a beat. Maybe I'll have a nap in between, but I'm not going to miss a beat. I'm going to do all the stuff that I had planned.
exactly. And that's how it works, right? Roxanne's here with us, and she just said that the biggest wealth is health, because if you don't have it, all the money in the world doesn't help.
Here, here. Hi, Roxanne.
I like that.
I
So
love that. So true.
it's all about the balance of it all. So if you have all the health in the world, but you aren't mindful to take advantage of what life has to offer you, right? So it all does weave together, but definitely health is on that top of the list. So thank you for sharing that, Roxanne. And really appreciate you taking your time today to be here with us. So we go back to Barnes, right? We'll wrap up last week because they bring him back. Barnes had a desire. And here's what they say. It wasn't a hope. It wasn't a wish. It wasn't a wish. Oh, I wish I would win the lotto. Is that really what you wish? Or do you want what the lotto will bring you? We so often get distracted with that. So for Barnes, it was keen, it was pulsating desire, which transcended everything else. He couldn't think of anything else. And it wasn't wishy-washy. It was definite. So he succeeded because he had a definite goal. It wasn't, and here's the thing, how it came about. I found that very interesting, that it didn't come about because he didn't sit in his place and say, I want to be, I hope, I wish I could just be with Edison and be his partner. He'd do that, right? Karen, you could share like exactly how that went for him.
He took definite action. He was certain of his plan. He lived as if it was the thing that's going to happen. And he was sure that it was going to happen. But took action. He believed it in every fiber of his body.
And imagine that he meets him and he, so he told himself, he was very clear. This was the words, comes right out of the book. I will see Edison and put him on notice. Made a demand, right? Think about that. We think that's it. Can you please? No. When you're dealing with the universe, clarity and demand. Demand. I know you think we haven't been taught to demand. We haven't been taught to say, I love myself. I love money. Give me this. You can say, please, be polite. But there's a difference between being polite.
I would like this, or I'm going to get this.
Yeah. So he said, I will see Edison and put him on notice. So he didn't know me. He's putting it out to the universe. Get ready. I'm coming. That I have come to go into business with him. So he made an affirmation. And the other part of an affirmation, since we talk affirmation there, is thank you. The as if that you talked about before. Thank you for delivering my dream. Thank you, Mr. Edison, for choosing me as your partner. I think that sounds pretty good. Sounds good to me. And you know what? Here's the thing I really like. I will do anything. So how many people put a dream out? And we see it every day, right, Karen? I will do anything Edison tells me to do. But before I'm through, I will be in his associate.
Yeah. And I'm just going through the book. 5 years passed before the chance he had been seeking made its appearance. 5 years. During all those years, not one ray of hope, not one promise of attainment of his desire had been held out to him. To everyone except himself, he appeared only another cog in the Edison business wheel. But in his own mind, he was the partner of Edison every minute of the time, from the very day that he first went to work there.
But he went to work there. He took action. He took a menial job. He didn't go in as the president. Like how many times today, I mean, we're forever like this instant gratification, this, you know, well, I went to school for 5 years. Where's my $150,000 a year job? I mean, I love that they aspire, work hard, and expect it, but that's coming. Are you willing to put in the effort and do what you have to do to get what you want? And that's providing you know what you want, right?
And to burn your bridges behind you. You know, there is no plan B. That's what a lot of successful people have said. And this is something that they talk about in the book. Every person who wins in any undertaking must be willing to burn his ships and cut all sources of retreat. So no backing out. No
I remember, you know what, Roxanne's here, and I remember this conversation in book club one night where we talked about burning bridges. People say, oh, well, that's fine for you to say. Well, what do you mean it's fine for me to say? I'm not telling you to go quit your job. I'm not saying quit your job to get that. I'm saying look at what you can do and focus.
And focus on that one.
Exactly. Don't be going into work looking for a promotion there if that's not what you want to do. Take what you have to live your life so that you can get to where you want to go to pay the bills. So, you know, the interpretation of what burn the bridges, because I so often watch people say, well, it's fine for you. You know, you have the money to do that. Or it's fine for you. You have the degree, the university degree. It's fine for you. You know the right people. They have everybody can have a statement of why it's fine for somebody else and not fine for them. No. There is no burning the bridges. Is forget that statement. Forget the comparison. Make the decision, as Bob Proctor so well teaches. I really
imagine an artist who wants to make a living by painting, but they got to pay the bills. So they get a job that will pay their bills. And then they stop painting. Well, that's never going to happen if you stop painting. You may do it on the side because it's something you're passionate about. You may practice it and do it as a really good sidekick, and it grows and grows and grows until the day where you can actually quit that first job because you're paying your bills with your art.
And it just comes that fast. You're in the right place at the right time. It just happens that way because you've taken action. So
and you're doing the right thing. You're doing something that you're passionate about, and that's where you're putting your energy.
And you bring that side of you to everything you do, right? You bring that, you even go to work and become, now all of a sudden where you're working is saying, what's going on with you? You know, or your mother or brother or sister saying, my God, I don't know what's going on with you. What's going on with you? Yeah. Well, everybody around you starts to see that you are marching to the beat of your own drum. Yeah, Roxanne says we tend to make excuses when we are wishy-washy about what we want. Secure your dream and then never look back by burning those bridges behind you. Yeah, figure out that dream. And that's what this is, the 6 steps. And Roxanne, of course, you would know that. If we invited you into this conversation, it would be very interesting. One day we'll have to do that. But so desire and riches is a state of mind that becomes an obsession. Then plan in definite ways and means to acquire riches. And back in these plans, and we're not talking about how it's going to come to you. That's not what the plan is. It's what you're going to do with persistence, which does not recognize failure. That's what's going to bring the riches. Oh, so you've knocked on the door and somebody said no to you. Can you believe that? You know, Arlene Dickinson knocked on, for her venture capital of $100 million, knocked on 100 doors before she'd get a yes. And she did that continuously until she got what she wanted. She's one story. We can go on 5 years. We can go on and on that, but let's get on track for what we want to deliver to you because we're running out of time here. So this is going to be 3 weeks in the making because we're going to dissect this section. Karen, maybe you want to share the 6 definite practical steps so that desire for riches transmutes into its financial equivalent.
All right, everybody get ready. These are great. Step 1, Fix in your mind the exact amount of money you desire. Step 2, determine exactly what you intend to give in return for the money you desire. Step 3, establish a definite date when you intend to possess the money you desire. Step 4, create a definite plan and begin at once. Step 5, write out a clear, concise statement of the amount of money you intend to acquire. Name the time limit for its acquisition. State what you intend to give in return for the money and describe clearly the plan through which you intend to accumulate it. And number 6, read your written statement aloud twice daily, once before retiring at night and once after arising in the morning. So all the first steps are formulating it, and then step 5 is writing it down.
It's like phenomenal. And I don't want you to think, oh no, I missed something.
I got the blur on, so it's maybe not very clear.
Well, you know what we're going to do next week?
My goal.
For anybody that wants, if you want the gold card, we're going to post it in Dockside. We're going to put that in our Dockside membership. So anybody that wants, we do have My Compass, which is a gold card, and we'll explain more about that to you, but we will post our template into the Dockside. If you're not a member of the Facebook community, go to Dockside. Well, you are if you're listening to this, but if you have a friend that wants it, you want to be in Dockside. We'll post that next week so you get your very own gold card that you can fill out, and we'll show you how to do that over the next coming weeks. Andrew Carnegie began as an ordinary laborer in steel mills, but managed, despite his humble beginnings, no excuses, as Roxanne just pointed out, to make these principles yield him a fortune of considerably more than, and remember, Andrew Carnegie's not from this year, right? $100 billion, like the number, Karen?
I love it. That's a big number.
It's a number. And I love that you said that. So that's the kind of thing you want, is that kind of.
It doesn't take more effort to ask for something big than to ask for something small, by the way.
Exactly. So next week when we come back, we're going to dive deeper into each of those steps. So we'll cover the first and maybe first and second or third. It'll depend how much we want to bring you and how much you can, you're here. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Karen.
Thank you. And happy birthday, Karine, again.
And you know what? Reach out to us. We will, anytime you want to talk about this, we're starting up a book club. And we look forward to anybody that's in it. We start back up in September. If you're not in it, get ready. Hey, Monday, Feed Your Mind workshop. If you haven't taken that, well, if you have taken it, it's very much the same stuff, but refresh yourself. If you haven't been to the workshop, it's absolutely free. Sign up on the website and join. We're going to talk about feeding your mind and the value of having mental wealth. And we're not talking psychology. We're really talking about how you can start walking and stepping into you to get what you want out of life. So sign up on the website. You'll get the Zoom link and it'll be fun. Share it with your friends. Merci tout le monde. Bonne fin de semaine. Have a great weekend. Thank you. I've stopped the live. Okay.